This is a true story about one of the strangest and most disturbing medical cures ever sold. In the 1920s, a man named John R. Brinkley rose to fame by claiming he had discovered a miracle treatment for male impotence. His shocking method? Surgically implanting goat testicles into human men. He convinced desperate patients that the virility of the goat would fuse with their bodies, restoring youth, strength, and desire. Word spread quickly, and Brinkley performed hundreds of these bizarre operations, charging huge sums while promoting himself on radio as a visionary healer. But there was one problem. Brinkley wasn't even a licensed surgeon. Many patients suffered terrible infections, agonizing complications, or slow deaths, yet crowds still lined up to believe. His charm and endless promises made him rich, powerful, and even bold enough to run for governor of Kansas, nearly winning. For years he evaded authorities while spreading his dangerous cure, building hospitals, broadcasting nationally, and living like a celebrity. Only after endless lawsuits, medical board battles, and investigative journalists exposed the truth did his empire finally collapse. By then, hundreds had been experimented on, fortunes were drained, and countless lives were destroyed. Did you know the most famous place in the United States keeps a dark secret? Everyone knows Walt Disney World is the happiest place on Earth. Millions of families visit every year, chasing fireworks, parades, and dreams. But what most people don't know is that it was built on cursed ground. And decades before Disney bought the land, there was a small town here, Bay Lake Settlement. In the 1920s, it was abandoned overnight after a series of disappearances. Locals whispered about a shadow carnival that arrived one summer and never left. Cattle were found mutilated, families vanished, and carnival music echoed through the swamps long after the tents were gone. When Disney secretly purchased the property in the 1960s, accidents started before construction even began. Workers went missing. Machinery broke for no reason. And when the park finally opened in 1971, employees whispered about tunnels beneath the rides, tunnels that connect to something much older. Every night at 3 a.m. when the park is empty, some cast members swear still hear carousel music underground, even though no ride is moving. And the strangest part? Nearly every expansion of the park lines up with unsolved disappearances in nearby towns. Maybe the magic never came for free. Maybe it Did you know Kevin Hart hides a dark past most fans don't know? Today we see the lights, the fame, the laughter. But his story begins in Philadelphia, in a small home filled with struggle. His father was consumed by drug addiction, disappearing for months at a time, in and out of jail. His mother, Nancy, worked long hours to keep the family together. She carried the weight of the household, while Kevin and his brother grew up in an atmosphere of fear, absence, and survival. Kevin was just a kid, but already he knew life wasn't fair. Instead of giving in, he built an armor. Jokes became his escape, the only way to silence the chaos around him. Making others laugh wasn't just fun, it was survival. But the road to comedy was brutal. On stage, he faced rejection after rejection. At one show, they even threw chicken wings at him as he tried to tell jokes. His early performances weren't victories, they were humiliations that could have ended his dream. Most would have walked away, but Kevin refused. Every insult became fuel. Every failure became a lesson. He sharpened his craft, turned trauma into punchlines, and built a style that was raw, fast, and unfiltered. And slowly, the pain of his past became the foundation of his comedy. Behind the smile you see today is a man who grew up in darkness. Did you know this singer had the corpse of a girl in his trunk and made songs about it for years? D4VD didn't even start out as a rapper. He was just a kid uploading gameplay clips to YouTube. But every time he added background music, his videos got copyrighted. So out of frustration, he began writing his own songs. What started as a workaround quickly turned into a career. His track Romantic Homicide exploded, haunting listeners with raw pain and cinematic emotion. Soon he wasn't just soundtracking his games, he was soundtracking millions of lives. But then came came the whispers. Fans pointed to lyrics that seemed too specific, lines about murder, homicide, and someone hidden away. Online forums claimed his inspiration wasn't fictional at all, but rooted in a grim secret, that a girl's body was once found in his trunk, which was recently discovered. A missing teen found dead in car registered to D. 4VDBD had same tattoo as singer, and he titled a song after her. Whether it was art imitating life or just life feeding into rumor, the controversy stuck. Today, D4VD's rise is shadowed by the myth. Was he simply a genius channeling darkness into his music, or a singer confessing to something far worse? The answer, like his songs, still leaves fans haunted. Did you know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was once almost fired from WWE? He was supposed to be the smiling, perfect hero, but fans hated it. They booed him so loudly that arenas shook with chants of "Die, Rocky, die." Some even made signs begging the company to get rid of him. For most wrestlers, that kind of rejection ends a career, but The Rock was different. Instead of quitting, he studied how the audience reacted. They didn't want a hero. They wanted someone real. Backstage, he started writing his own promos, ignoring the safe, scripted lines the company gave him. He rehearsed insults in the mirror, and waited for the perfect chance. Then one night, looking straight into the camera, he said, "Know your role, and shut your mouth." That line wasn't approved. Nobody backstage expected it, but the reaction was instant. The boos turned into shocked cheers. That night, Rocky Maivia died, and The Rock was born. From that moment, he became one of the most electrifying superstars in wrestling. A man who could control an entire arena with a single eyebrow raise. Without that unscripted gamble, Hollywood might have never discovered him. The man who almost got booed out of WWE became the highest paid actor in the world. So the next time you remember, it all began as a desperate gamble to save his career. Did you know Kurt Cobain overdosed, got revived, then performed the same night? It happened in July 1993 in a New York hotel room, hours before Nirvana was set to take the stage. Kurt, already worn down by the pressures of fame and the constant battle with addiction, collapsed after taking too much heroin. His wife, Courtney Love, panicked but acted fast. She injected him with Narcan, a drug meant to counter overdoses, and when that wasn't enough, she reportedly struck his chest to jolt him back. Somehow he opened his eyes. Most people would have gone to the hospital, but Kurt refused. Instead, he staggered toward the venue. Fans were already waiting, unaware of what had just happened. Under the harsh lights, pale and fragile, Kurt strapped on his guitar. His voice cracked, his movements heavy, but the crowd heard raw magic. Every lyric sounded like it was coming from a man who had just fought death and chosen to sing anyway. The set became more than music. It was defiance. That night, the performance became legendary, not for its perfection, but because Kurt, against all odds, gave the audience every shred of himself. A moment that burned him further into myth, alive, just barely, but still playing like a man racing against time and destiny. Did you know in the United States there's a town burning for over 60 years? Centralia was once a thriving mining town, but in 1962 a coal seam deep beneath the ground caught fire. What should have been a simple blaze turned into something internal. The flames crept unseen through miles of tunnels, spreading year after year, eating the town from below. Soon, Centralia became unlivable. Pavement split open, coughing smoke and fire. Highways twisted into broken slowly sinking into poisoned soil, still stand, ghostly relics in a town erased from maps. Yet the fire rages on, unseen but alive. Travelers whisper that at night the fog glows blood red as the veins of hell pulse beneath the ground, and if you dare step onto the abandoned highway and listen, you may hear faint cries echoing up from the earth, the voices of miners and townsfolk, still trapped, still burning in the dark. This is not legend, this is America's own inferno. Did you know a woman got stabbed on a metro by doing nothing? 23-year-old Irina Zarutska boarded a train in Charlotte, North Carolina, just another night heading home after work. Out of nowhere, a man pulled a knife and struck her 3 times. Witnesses froze, helpless as the train screeched to a halt. Moments later, Irina lay on the platform, her life stolen in an instant. Her story began far away in Ukraine. When war tore her country apart in 2022, she fled to America searching for safety, peace, and a future. She worked at a small pizzeria, studied English in the evenings, and carried with her the quiet hope of rebuilding everything she had lost. Friends say she dreamed of becoming a teacher, of creating a normal life after years of chaos. But instead of the protection she sought, tragedy found her again. The man who killed her was a stranger. No reason, no provocation, just violence. Now candles burn in her memory, flowers laid on the station steps where she fell. A young woman who escaped one war only to meet another kind of brutality in the place she thought was safe. Her story is no longer just her own. It's a haunting reminder that danger can strike without warning, even in the spaces we trust the most. Did you know